Remember when the idea of people leading your country was supposed to mean that the best and brightest represented you? At least that was the idea. Now we have President Joe Biden's regime. And remember, it's not an administration, it's a regime, because they don't care how you feel about, well, anything. As a matter of fact, they seem to shoot out nonsensical, condescending meanderings that border on the let them eat cake philosophy of governance. So what needs to be said about all of this? I'm just going to let them tell you the story of just how little they care for any American walking around today. Happy Straight Pride Month, everybody. Your resident man in black is back for another edition of the best kept secret in the conservative movement, Things That Need to Be Said. For MRC TV, I'm Nick Kangatis. Really quick, I'd love it if all of you could head on over to Rumble, subscribe to our channel, and hit that plus button. And no matter where you watch our videos, please share, like, and don't be afraid to leave a comment. I love to read what you guys have to say, and I couldn't do what I do without all of you. So now, on with the show. So just so you know, I'm gonna go down the list of the menagerie of fools that make up the Biden regime, but I'm only gonna show you one quote from each person, because if I showed you all the instances of stupidity that has plagued the current regime, we'd be here till next Wednesday. So let's begin at the top, shall we? The following comment from Beijing Biden has been widely reported on and even debunked by Steven Crowder, and we'll get to that in a minute. But here's what Geriatric Joe had to say last Friday.
Since I took office, families are carrying less debt. Their average savings are up. A recent survey from the Federal Reserve found that more Americans feel financially comfortable than any time since the survey began in 2013.
Well, Joe, we have the results of your lie detector test, and
the lie detector determined that was a lie.
Like I said a moment ago, Steven Crowder easily debunked Biden's claims. Here are the sources. The Federal Reserve Bank of New York, quote, total household debt increases in Q1 2022, driven by mortgage and auto balances, unquote. And CNBC, quote, Americans now have an average of $9,000 less in savings than they did last year, unquote. And both of those articles weren't studies which only had data from years past. They were both published last month and referenced current financial data. So Joe, you're either lying or the people who wrote the words you read off the teleprompter are lying. Which one is it? Now let's shift to the Vice President, Kamala. Please don't forget I once dated Montel Williams Harris.
Long before she met Doug Emhoff, she dated some prominent men, including in 2001, former talk show host Montel Williams. Back then, he was the famous one and had to introduce her to the paparazzi.
Kamala Harris. Folks, I'm not saying this is a slam, but the VP comes across as a legitimately dumb person. Don't believe me? Case in point.
Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time in terms of what we need to do to lay these wires, what we need to do to create these jobs. And there is such great significance to the passage of time when we think about a day in the life of our children.
So if I repeat the same term over and over, you'll notice me repeating it and be so distracted by the repetition that you won't notice a single other word I repeat.
All right, meow, where were we?
I'm sorry, are you saying meow?
Am I saying meow?
I thought...
Don't think, boy. Meow, do you know how fast you were going? Meow, what is so damn funny?
Then we have the brand new White House Press Secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre. Did you know that she's the first black alphabet woman press secretary? If not, don't worry, that'll be the first thing she'll tell you.
I am obviously acutely aware that my presence at this podium represents a few firsts. I am a black, gay, immigrant woman, the first of all three of those to hold this position.
Unfortunately, it turns out that she's so terrible at her job of being a spokesperson that the regime has had to bring in celebrities to tell you how racist and violent you are. In the last month alone, we've seen a Korean pop group and the stoner pedophile from Dazed and Confused trotted out to the press corps.
That's what I love about these high school girls, man. I get older, they stay the same age.
Then we have our Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, aka the reincarnation of Don Vito. Tucker Carlson pointed out some of her finer points, but none more mind-numbing than the following.
When I said that inflation would be transitory, what I was not anticipating was a scenario in which we would end up contending with multiple variants of COVID that would be scrambling our economy and global supply chains, and I was not envisioning impacts on food and energy prices we've seen from Russia's invasion of Ukraine. So, as Chair Powell indicated himself, both of us probably could have used a better term than transitory. I do expect inflation to remain high, although I very much hope that it will be coming down now.
I can't believe that everyone in that room didn't go to sleep from listening to her monotone admission that she was and is way over her head. You mean to tell me that this woman, and yes, I'm assuming her gender, couldn't anticipate COVID-related issues like variants when she took her post a year after COVID was forced upon our lives? Pull the other one, lady. At this point, you get it. But can I get away with one more example out of the literally hundreds, maybe thousands I could have chosen? Well, it's my video, so the answer is yes. How about Pentagon spokesman Ned Price back in February when he got into it with AP reporter Matt Lee about the government's claims of Russian false flag events?
What evidence do you have to support the idea that there is some propaganda film in the making?
Matt, this is derived from information known to the U.S. government, intelligence information that we have declassified. I think you know.
Okay, well, where is it? Where is this information?
It is intelligence information that we have declassified.
Well, where is it? Where's the declassified information?
I just delivered it.
No, you made a series of allegations and statements.
Would you like us to print out the topper? Because you will see a transcript of this briefing that you can print out for yourself.
That's not evidence, Ned. That's you saying it. That's not evidence. I'm sorry.
And this is what you get when you have an entire regime of not so bright, confident people left to their own devices. And I posed this question on social media the other day, which I thought bears repeating. If you're depleting your savings because of never before seen gas prices and inflation, ask yourself something. Say, self, who did I vote for? And as a result of my actions, is this my fault? So, on a scale of 1 to 10, let me know in the comments how you rate the intelligence of the current regime. Did I say and or point out things that needed to be said or presented? Let me know in the comments, where I do read most and reply to some. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel on Rumble and hit that plus button. If you like this video, don't forget to share, comment, and give it a thumbs up. Those are the best ways to help these videos reach more people, and it's the best way to let us know you want us to keep these videos coming. Subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so that YouTube might actually let you know when MRC TV comes out with a new video if they haven't censored it or taken it down yet. Like us on Facebook and check out more of our work at mrctv.org. For MRC TV, happy Straight Pride Month, I'm Nick Kangadas.